Hello everyone, my name is Sid Boregowda. I am a scientist who studies stem cells. Basically, I study stem cells from adults. Everyone has stem cells in them, and my goal is to make them work better so that you lead a healthy life. Now, what made me take up this career? I always wanted to be a scientist from the high school itself, but I wanted to be a physicist. But later on, by the time I was graduating high school, I got interested in biology. Biology was more complex, it dealt with life, there was more thing to study. Genetics especially interested me. So I decided then and there to become a biological scientist who studies diseases and health. But how do I get there? So, in order to become a scientist, I knew that I wanted to study biology as extensively as possible. So, I went to vet school. After that, once I graduated vet school, I came to America to pursue my PhD. Remember, I started from a small village in southern India. Now I am here as a scientist in America. If I can do it, you all can do it. So when I was a ninth grader, I dreamt about becoming a physicist, and I was following all the news stories that's happening in the physics world back then, especially NASA. And they had a very big Mars rover program. And when they went to Mars, they realized that there is no life on Mars. So that kind of put down the interest in space. It is coming back now, the interest. For me, I realized that it's all about life. So that kindled my interest in life. I want to study life. On a typical day, I spend at least half of my work doing actual research, what we call wet lab, doing the experiments, collecting the data, and analyzing the data. And rest of the half goes to reviewing the literature, updating our knowledge, living on the cutting edge, and then publishing our own results, and writing grants so that we get funded to do more work. Our line of work is primarily funded by National Institute of Health. It has a budget of around $40 billion and it funds science majority throughout America. So we get to travel to London, all over Europe, Australia, China. Scientific conferences happen throughout the world, and whichever is appropriate for us, we get to travel. So there is no restriction where we are not limited to travel within America. We get to go globally and meet scientific community that comes throughout the world. Now, the coolest thing about my work is there are moments almost once a week or that you discover something, sometimes very little things, sometimes really big ones, that you are the only one who knows that. That you are living on the cutting edge of things. So until you share it with someone, it could be lab work, and then publish it and share it with everybody, you are the only one who knows it. You want to share it with as many people as possible. That's why you publish it. And that's another exciting part, to present your work to the wider scientific community through publications, through conferences. These are all very intellectually stimulating places and very fun places too. Scientists are fun. Let me explain you my recent discovery. So when I'm working, I was comparing stem cells from young people with stem cells from old people. And I discovered that there's one single gene that massively go down in stem cells from old people. Now old people have stem cells too, but they don't regenerate as quickly. And old people tend to have osteoporosis. And now I discovered a link why old people get osteoporosis. And now I'm trying to promote this expression of this gene in old people's stem cells so that they can have better bone health. Now, what did it take for me to get here today? After high school, I went to vet school, so I had very breadth of knowledge in biology. After vet school, I did master's degree in pharmacology so that I have a deeper understanding of pharmacology and drugs. And after pharmacology master's degree, I came to America to do my PhD. And I graduated, and now I'm a scientist working in Scripps Research Institute, which is the premier research institute anywhere in the world. It's actually number one institute in terms of innovation index. Now, what does it mean? It means that more scientists cite our work than any other scientist's works. So our work is more impactful, and other scientists follow us. So you have access to this amazing research institute right here in South Florida. And here is the interesting thing for you guys about Scripps Research. They have fellowship program called Keenan Fellow Program for high school students. You don't have to wait until you become a scientist or PhD to do lab research. You can get to know how it is done hands-on, cutting edge, right here at Scripps. And all you have to do is look it up and apply for Keenan Fellow Program, and you will be exposed through the program, and you get to do miniature version of everything we do. You get to do lab research, you get to do publishing, you get to do presentation in front of scientific community. So you will get all hands-on experience and about what I do on a daily basis, so that you can make up yourself if you want to be a scientist in our field. I will promise you, you want to be. So as for career, being a scientist has wider option than just doing lab research. Lab research is amazing, but as a scientist, you get to fund companies. As a founder, you get to do a lot of business development. You can be in patenting. You can be in scientific publication. So there are wide area of careers that are available if you are a qualified scientist. And a lot of companies make billions of dollars that are founded by scientists. For example, the Moderna gave us all COVID-19 vaccine. And in 2020, which is last year, when Moderna was coming up with the COVID-19 vaccine, its stock price went through the roof, and many scientists became billionaires because of that. So there is no limit how much money or what kind of rewarding career you can have as being a scientist. Don't ever think that scientists spend most of the time in the lab. Right now, I am trying to found a company based on my own research. I have an exciting thing, and American government, remember, encourages scientists to start companies because that's more impactful. It accelerates your drug discovery, and when you start a business, you create jobs. So there are a lot of ways you can be impactful. So remember, guys, I started in a small village in southern India. I did not wear footwear until my 6th grade. My school did not have a floor, let alone chairs and benches. So if I can do it, now I am a scientist in number one research institute in the world. So if I can do it, you can do it. So what do we do for fun? Remember, we are scientists. We are just like you. If you are a fun person, when you become a scientist, you will do fun stuff. Period. So I live in a golf community, and for recreation I play golf. When we go to the conference, we get a lot of downtime, and scientists are fun people and great company. We go to Denver, we go skiing. When we go to London for conference, we see historic London sites to do and a lot of travel to do. Now, I trained many high school students and undergrads in my lab as they were doing internships. And they went on to go to medical schools. Some of them become scientists, and they are like, some of them are like colleagues to me. And remember that there is no hurdle for you. If you just do your part, it takes care of itself. You don't have to be discouraged by amount of funding or money it takes to graduate and the tuition fee. There are so many opportunities available for fellowships. Start with Keenan Fellowship. It will give you exposure and what it's like to get fellowship. Don't be discouraged by tuition fee. There are so many opportunities to get fellowships, and there are so many funding opportunities that will take care of you. And the loan if you have to take it, it's not a deal breaker because that's the investment that guarantees you return. If you ask any type of investment in your life, number one investment you can do is to invest in your own brain. Remember, we all have only one life, and if you master your own brain, you change yourself. And that's the best investment. It's just not the money investment you can make on your own health. Invest in your own health, both physical and mental, and in your education in the future. So making investment in your own self is the best investment. So don't think twice about it.